Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where nothing happens so everything is a possibility. I am King and today I'm going to be discussing a movie titled Hear Me Our Summer 2024. It was shot in 2024, yeah, and it's a Korean movie based off of a Japanese movie. I think that is the movie was very pretty. It was poignant. Like from the very first shot of the film, it felt like I was watching a Ghibli movie, like live action sort of. Yeah, even the characters, the way they were built, everything. Hong Kyung is like gorgeous in this. Royeon too, perfect, beautiful. Like everything is so beautiful and so simplistic. You get, but the themes of the movie are deep set and kind of like Ghibli movies here, but um they were pregnant to me and they resonated with me because currently I'm in a period of transition in my life where I've abandoned everything I thought I knew and I'm setting off on my own path, on my own journey, and my motto going forward is sovereignty, independence, collaborative relationships, not relationships of codependence and where one is above or one is below, collaborative, sharing of energies on an equal plane, nothing transactional going on here either. And like all of that is it seems like a lot, but it's not really a lot because I'm also coming from the perspective of shedding of old programmings that comes with my gender and the kind of environment I grew up in and the kind of country and continent basically. Like there's Hear Me Our Summer is a Korean movie. Okay, so like Koreans are big on filial piety, same as Africans, okay? But like Africans, speaking to to my experience here, I feel like much of the burden is also placed on the women, on the girl child. And this movie is poignant because it touches on that. There's a conversation between a mother that is willing to set her child free, her daughter free, a mother that is willing to set her daughter free, and a daughter that is willing to continue to be devoted 100%, like forget her desires, don't have any dream, don't chase anything of her own making or thoughts, you get. And it was poignant, but it was kind of, mm, obviously, I was like, of course, the mother has to set you free. Like, duh, you know. But it was nice that the mother was speaking of her own volition in that sense. I have to consider the fact that um your room's devotion and dedication to her family is not coming out of nowhere in the sense like her entire family is hearing impaired. So they are disabled, you get, and she's the only one that is able, but because of the communication between her parents and herself, she's the first child. Her sister is younger, second and all of that. So your room is more or less her first language is definitely sign language in that situation. You get, so much so that even when people have a first impression of her, like when the main like lead male character had his first impression of her, he believed she was also hearing impaired. And it's like, okay, you can't blame him and all of that. The reason I didn't like about the movie was that I felt like if they had gone ahead, and ended it with us, with the character your being actually hearing impaired, the story would have been much sweeter. It would have felt more wholesome. But this whole thing where at the end she's like THY or like she speaks, and then the boy is in shock, his parents are in shock. You get, it just kind of ruined it for me. Like just a tiny bit though. Like the movie was great. Like regardless, the whole movie went on with absolute sign languages between all the like main characters and all of that. But I think for me, if they had ended it with her being hearing impaired, nothing would have been amiss. It wouldn't have hurt the story. It would have even bolstered the story, especially in a country like South Korea where perfection is the um running theme. Everybody's expected to appear perfect. If you are not perfect, make sure nobody sees you are imperfect. And talk less of the society. Like if I imagine how disabled people in that society would cope, you get, and all of that. So And it's even reflected in the movie too, where some people, some women, group of women, they're like, no, they don't want their children to swim in the same water as this differently able, this hearing impaired guys. Like it was so disturbing. But I feel like she was the perfect reflection of their society. You get, so either ways, my point is they could have just left that in. It would have been fine, and all of that. But obviously, she's not hearing impaired. Okay, the thing skipped that, and her sister was born with the disability. But it was not fine and good again because they had their thing. Yorum was had settled into a life of what servitude and devotion to her family. So much so that when they even moved out on their own, that is both sisters, they are living together. Your room is doing part-time jobs and learning sign language at university to support her sister's dream of going to the Paralympics. And it seems noble from afar, but it's kind of disturbing that your room does not have a friend group of her own. She does not have people she goes to see. She doesn't have friends that she brings to introduce to Gahu, like, oh, my friend. Meanwhile, Gahu is social. She has her group of friends. One time she's angry with her sister and she's like, well, leave me alone. I want to go home with, I want to go out with my friends. Like she has friends she goes out with. And when she did that, her sister was left all by herself in the dark, just pondering and pondering different things. You get, so it's like you can see how in this case your room got the short end of the stick. But not because she was born into a hearing impaired family, like a disabled family, though. Being service to her family without having a day for herself or even having dreams of her own. You get, that is the short end of the stick. I don't want to minimize your own character in the sense like yes, she had agency. Everybody always has agency. But the thing is like you can end up consenting to a situation that is not favorable to you because you are working under illusions that you are getting something from it, you're getting something out of it. You get, like I feel like Yoruba was strongly working on that illusion that when her sister's dreams, like of reaching the Paralympics and even winning a medal, was fulfilled, she herself would feel such fulfillment. But like it's obvious that was an exaggeration, that was an overestimation because when the question comes up, in different moments of the movie, of the story where they're like, okay, Yorum, what is your dream? She's dumbfounded, she's shocked, she's bothered, she doesn't know what to say. She comes up empty because she doesn't have her dreams. You get, doesn't have things that she would call her own dreams, okay? And it's just it was poignant to me because like she's discovering it at the age of 26 that she doesn't have any dream. You get, she discovered at the age of 26 that she doesn't have any dream. That there are some people that wake up one day, after their children are grown and left the house, and their husbands are like, what? Both of them are retired, and their husbands don't have anything they're chasing, and they realize, wait, what have I been doing in my life all these years? You get, so like, yeah, it's just very poignant because I was also at such a point in my life too, and I had to face myself in the mirror and decide, okay, from now henceforth, I'm going to decide what I want to do with my life by myself. So, so now the aspect I want to explore, the reason why that I'm making this video is because of the conversation between mother and daughter. A series of events happens where it ends up with Yoram having this deep, heartfelt conversation with her mother, and her mother is like telling her to let go of this devotion, this belief that she is not supposed to live her own life because her family, are differently abled or because her family needs her. And they're like, we're fine. And even if we need you, we have to learn how to cope, you know, around our needs, and cope with what we have going for us and all of that. Like you don't need to make up for everybody's inadequacies or everybody's like what do you call it? Everybody's lack in a way. You don't have to make up for where people are lacking, or need support. You get, and the series of events goes tells that Gaul, since she's hearing impaired, she's by herself at the apartment on a very rare occasion. That rare occasion was brought on by them meeting this guy, the main male lead of of the movie. What was his name? I've forgotten his name. So this guy is interested in your room. He's from first sight. He's like patch us all, like he's gone. You get, and he to him your room is like like she's now like his focus. You get, and your room is not used to that kind of attention because she has always made everybody else outside of herself the focus. So for her to be the focus of somebody else's attention, it kind of scares her a bit. She's a bit hesitant, but with her sister's support, like, and just uh, just kind gesture pushing, along. They get to the point where the guy asks her out on a date by herself, not with the sister. And she's like, go, Joe, I'll be fine. Go, 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 go. And she leaves her sister alone. But that day she leaves her sister alone and she's out there, having fun with the guy, discovering new parts of herself that she didn't know existed, being carefree, walking along the river, talking about dreams, how both of them do have dreams, how he doesn't have a dream as well, but like they can both explore it together, that kind of thing, and find out their dreams together, all of those things. And it's just a beautiful moment, a beautiful day for her, which I'm sure is very rare for her too. But like she's immersed, she's gone, she's happy. But like meanwhile at the apartment, her sister, the fire alarm in the building has gone off. And since nobody's there to awaken her, she's taking a nap. She doesn't come out on time. And then the smoke engulfs the whole room. That what wakes her up is choking because of this smoke. She chokes herself awake, you get, and then she sees everywhere is dark, smoking, and I'm scared. So I'm like, please don't die, because that would be so bad. Like, but either way, she makes it out. She manages to get attention from a rescuer, and then she's rescued. Although she has inhaled a lot of smoke, and did I say that she's a swimmer? Yeah, that's what she's going for the Paralympics. That's why I aim to be a swimmer, like an athletic swimmer or something like that. Anyways, when she gets to the hospital, they send a message to her guardian, and her guardian is her sister. Your room that is just coming back from a date that hour of the night, and the boy is about to confess his deep, deep feelings for her, and then it's interrupted by this message from the hospital, which she immediately responds to by running over to her sister, and just shaking and everything. And the whole experience is tough because the diagnosis now is that her sister inhaled a lot of smoke, and when she's discharged from the hospital and she goes to practice, she realizes that her lung capacity has been shortened because swimmers, their lungs are everything for them. So for her to inhale a lot of smoke, that kind of injury in a way, sha. And the sister is devastated. She's supposed to she qualified recently for a competition, and now she has to fulfill the competition because of her situation, and she has to start, practicing again and all of that. But like the setback feels so major because both of them are spread thin, trying to, make it. That like we see scenes where they are short on your room is busy calculating how to pay the coach's bill for her sister, how she's going to different part-time jobs, how school is taking up a large chunk of her time, how they have to go for practice at the swimming center, and then having to face bigoted idiots that chase them away from the close by swimming center. Then they have to go to the one far, far away from home. All of that is just like a lot. They're just spread thin, and and they felt like once they made it through this hurdle, like they can relax, into an extent. But unfortunately, this now happens. So like everybody's tension is high, and then Yorum in this stage, she doesn't have the strength to consider some random guy, in that sense, which is stupid because the guy is not random in the sense that the guy is special. Like he's not a random. This is an expression in a way. This is an expression of your own individuality, your own self. You get she is like a dandelion that sprouted out from the concrete of her life. Do you get? And now because of this event, she's going to pluck out that dandelion and squash it or throw it away or burn it. And it's like, but there is life within. There's life underneath. You can just rip up that slab and start your own garden or something like that. Sha. I'm going wild with the metaphors. But the thing is that your room is, she recalls, she self-sabotages, she ghosts the guy, and she's trying to put all her energy on her sister, and her sister is just feeling unnecessary pressure. At some point her sister tells her that the disappointment, the hurt from disappointing her sister is even greater than the hurt from not making the competition. That's how heavy, that's how much emotion and energy your room invests into her sister's goals and dreams. And it's like it's going to be good to an extent, but at the end of the day, this is somebody else's dream. You can't be dreaming for them. That's why you see situations where like parents that put all their hopes and dreams on their children. When the children, even if the children wants to be that thing, yeah. But when the children now experiencing like a slight setback or something that is just normal, which is failure, the parents make it a big deal and they're like losing their minds, and the child is feeling like lost, like, okay, what is going on here? You get, is this my dream or is this your dream? That kind of thing. But most children cannot vocalize this thought process. They just heap on the disappointment of their parent as their own, internalize it, and use it to deny their own personality and individuality further. You get, because they just want to make their parents happy. So it's like Gal, though she sees her sister as an equal, and I think Gal also has. I like, it's obvious Gal has her own sense of agency because Gal has her own clique. Gal has her own friends, her own, the way she does her things. She seems very independent of her sister. You get, but she calls her sister out on it, and she's like, "That don't you have your own dream?" And she's like, "No, your dream is my dream." And she's like, "That's even more of a burden." You get, like, just leave me alone. I want to go hang out with my friends and all of that. And later on, she tells her sister that when they've settled this, like, she tells her sister that don't worry about my dreams. I'll do it myself. I'll start again. I'll practice hard. I'll get it. But before that happens, yeah, there's this conversation between the guy. The guy comes over and it's like, you're not picking my calls. You're not responding to my texts. Like, you have to let me know what's going on. Like, you can't just cut me out. Like, and it's like, she's like, why not? That's why not? Like, I can't do this right now. We get, and then he's like, that is very hurtful. And then she explodes. It's like, for me, it was interesting that she exploded on this star. Like, how many feelings are you carrying your room? And these people feelings you are carrying, did they ask you to carry it? These people feelings you are carrying, you act as if you are okay with it, that their dreams are your dreams. So why are you hurt by this extra one? You can just carry it as usual. But she rejects it because her understanding of love and affection translates to carrying the person's entire being on her head, like completely denying herself and centering the person while burying her stress and suffering. The irony in this being the guy wanting to share her burdens and partake in her sorrow as his way of loving her in such a way that she suffers less. But that's not even in the scope of understanding, since of her own understanding, since her family and only her interaction with them is her frame or reference of love. And this video I'm making it because it is kind of resonating with me, not in the aspect of a mother that's setting her daughter free. And my transition period was mostly around this theme of setting myself free by myself, realizing that nobody's on my side as far as family is concerned in that sense. You get, and since nobody's on my side, I have to think for myself and carve out my own path for myself. Because if I let them be, if I trust them to reciprocate the love I feel that I'm giving to them. If I trust them to give me back the respect and the consideration that I'm pouring into them as well, I'm going to be here forever. Like, I was going to be there forever. And so I found my way out of that and I've started on a new path, basically burning all the bridges. You get, and all that. But the thing about this movie for me is that it made me cry. Yeah, because, and it made me cry because there are familiar systems. I don't know if this is because, like, I don't want to say, okay, everything is fiction, because, like, after all, art imitates life, yeah. So there must be some families out there that will that encourage independence of their children regardless of gender, yeah, especially female children. And even when the child is trying to, like, perform, their so-called duties that they get from society, and the so-called indebtedness they are made to feel growing up, as in, I'm taking care of you, so you should take care of me in turn, that kind of thing. Like, I feel like there are families, there are parent figures that will actually will set their children free. Will tell them, no, you have to live your own life, you have to do your own thing, and I will support you regardless. So I wrote my conclusion down so my thoughts would not be scattered here. Um, my conclusion is, in this current moment of pain, on whatever side of the situation you find yourself, having supportive parents, having unsupportive parents, Be aware that your life is your own, and however it goes, you make the decisions, you decide. Therefore, are your choices based on this understanding that your life is yours? If not, then you might have signed away your own sovereignty and may currently be operating or living under certain illusions, just like your room was. Also, then again, I believe truth is relative. Whatever you decide is your truth stands. Your room could go her whole life adopting her sister's dreams as hers and may do with it. Personally, I don't, making do will never be okay with me. It is my desire to thrive, flourish, create, uncover, transform, synergize, abound boundlessly in this existence of me. So I made this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video that I hope is as interesting and fun. No, no hope. I know it's going to be fun. Yeah. Bye bye. Subscribe, like, leave comments on your thoughts and your ideas about devotion, filial piety, and if you want to share, personal like family drama, very free to do that under my comment.